Hey guys, I don't know how well this is going to work out, but just thought I'd pop a quick video to show you in this vehicle. It's our 120, currently running the K&N filter. So I thought what I'd do is just let's have a look on the dirty side and the clean side, see what the evidence is so far. Just give you a little bit of background before we do this. So we had a number of PRADOs over the years. We do use them a lot. We've done quite a number of trips. One trip we did to Tassie, I think it was in 2000 and might have been early. It was definitely February. We were doing every year February. I reckon 2013. Might have been 2013. Thereabouts anyway, give or take a year. We did a trip just with one other vehicle, GQ Patrol. We're mainly following him, ex-rally car driver. Anyway, heaps of dust. And snorkel facing forward, K&N filter in. It was clean before the trip. Lots of bush tracks, as in overgrown, remote tracks, as remote as you can be on Tassie. I suppose it sounds like a small island and you think it's pretty small. How remote can you be? But believe me, you can feel pretty remote some tracks at times when you haven't seen anyone for a couple of days and you know you're out on the Jeep track, whatever, during the week when nobody's out there. But at the end of the trip we came back, so the air filter had only been in a couple of weeks. And I do note that people complain about oil getting on the MAF sensor here on some vehicles and causing problems. It doesn't happen with these because we do oil it heavily to make sure that the oil is what picks up the dust out of the air, if you know what I mean. So you do have to oil it heavily for it to work in off-road conditions. And our findings were quite a thick, I won't say quite a thick, I mean, thick, really, that there was no more red. It was brown, it was black, it was filthy, and it was thick on the dirty side of the air filter down the bottom here. And all the leaves and debris and crap, everything that went in the snorkel, it was all in that air filter and laid out on I had a photo of it. I shared it different places for years, but I can't find it now, which is a bit of a pain, but absolutely chaos. So obviously to check the air filter, we're just going to open up these 4 clips, pretty straightforward, and in this case the air filter's stuck up there, which is good. I'm just going to have a quick look. Yeah, so there's that much oil in there, guys. To give you an idea of the oil, the whole air box has got oil on it now, right? There's a few patches that are dry, but in there is quite oily. Okay, I'll just put that there again for a minute. Just pop this, and the reason it's probably stuck there, we use, as I've demonstrated and spoken about before, on full dries we use a bit of rubber grease to help that seal around the edges there, right? So we'll probably redo that, but you can see there's the clean side. All right, so let's have a look at it. There's the dirty side, not too bad at the moment, okay? Not a lot of dust, and you can see the dust is in these the main areas here. That's what it looks like when it's clean. The good thing about the K&N, even when it's blocked, it breathes well. Now, I'm not promoting K&N. Obviously, I paid for this, purchased it at Autobarn just like anybody else. You can see a few bugs in there, you can see the dust, and clearly you can see on this side, other than, I don't know what that is when that fell in there, but there might be just a bit of fluff. Yeah, it was a bit of fluff, right? It's clean, guys. Nothing's coming through there. Now, I'll put that aside for a minute. Everybody, has got different experiences and whatever, but and I might not be able to get you in there to see this, but I'm just going to take a look. I don't like bending these too much because that is a rubber duct over there, although we don't see them break on these cars. We see them break on other brands, other makes and models, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to be I'm always careful not to overstretch it, guys. That is spotlessly clean. The only dust that's in there is the dust that was in there before, when we were using paper filters, okay? So this is the way it works, right? The engine, this diesel engine, or any engine, particularly this diesel engine, is going to suck the air it needs. If the air filter's blocked, it's either going to pull it around the edges, it's going to pull it through the filter anyway, and it's going to pull some dust with it. In my experience, once those paper filters become blocked, and they are quite good, and the Toyota ones, in my experience, on our vehicles seem to work the best, the genuine ones, okay? But look, all air filters, you can get, once it gets to a certain point, the engine's not going to stop running, okay? When we had that really, really blocked air filter, it was still running, it blew no smoke, right? Where, for example, when we ran paper filters on that same vehicle, and we'd be out for a couple of day trips, out in a lot of dust and that in summer, and it would only take a couple of days or so, a few day trips, let's say, one here, one there, you know, maybe a half a dozen day trips or something like that, and the vehicle, it would be blowing smoke. So you'd get out here and check your air filter and find, look at all the dust in there. So then you learn to stay further away from everyone, out of the dust when you can, because it makes such a big difference, and your air filter is going to get clogged in no time if you're sitting in people's dust. So that's where we learn to turn around the snorkel head, because it's a no-brainer having it facing forward. All the dust and bugs and everything are going to get rammed forward straight in there. This is not about snorkels. There's other experts that reckon that having it facing forward creates a turbulence and stuff like that. Facing backwards is what genuine, like on the 200 series GX, comes out stock standard with a snorkel. The holes are on the back of the snorkel head, guys. Have a think about that, right? Toyota, let them be the engineers, not me. It was a theory we had. A few other so-called experts reckon that we're the idiots because we got them facing forward. Well, not me. I'm telling you, in there, I wiped that ages ago when I put the K&N in there. It hasn't been out for ages. This summer in Melbourne, I'm going to run this vehicle a lot through the high country and many other tracks, and I'm not going to take out the air filter and clean it. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to spray a little bit more oil on the element. I'm going to put re-grease around the edges, and I'm going to run it for the whole of summer, and we'll come back and we'll have a look at it. Now, I just want to describe what's in there. There's been a little bit of dust in the past, as described, you know, from paper filters and whatever the case may be. Previously, we ran K&N filters on other vehicles. We have ran K&N filters on this vehicle years ago. We have not run K&N filters on this vehicle for years. Part of our R&D with other things, we're running standard paper filters. Well, not, I said that, I say R&D, you know what I mean, R&T, research and tell you what we're doing now. So on this one, it's only in the last year we've been running, maybe a bit longer, a year or 18 months or something, we've been running the K&N again, and we've been carrying a paper filter where I think, okay, when it gets really dusty, I'm going to change it. But the thing is, I found you can stay out of the dust, and the small amount of dust you do get, the filter can handle, and we're going to prove it, because quality paper filters get blocked, and in behind here, the only dust, it's like it's kind of like in the grooves up the top in the lid here. There's little squares where I haven't stuck my finger in and cleaned it out, right? But the rest of the box where I can't show you from there. I haven't got enough hands. It doesn't matter. You'll have to take my word for it. In the box in here, I can wipe my finger. You know, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get a little bit. You're going to get a little bit, but you're going to get a little bit with any filter, right? So I don't know how much you can see from here. Let me see where you're at, right? You can maybe see a little bit, right? What can you see? Can you see in there, or are we just wasting our time? I think it's a waste of time, isn't it? Or is that inside there? I can't see. I can't get it. I can't hold it and get back here far enough to see. Anyway, guys, without stressing out that rubber, which will probably be fine, but we want this vehicle to last well into Club Reg, guys. So it's got a lot more years to go yet. Club Reg, yeah, I think it's about $90 a year or something like that. Take it out, less than 45 days a year. That'll probably be it. So sounds good to me. Bada bing. So what we're going to do now, since we've got it open, and in a fair test, this is what we do. We're going to use this rag. You know, it's not a perfectly clean rag, but it's pretty good. We just give everything just a quick wipe, so we can start fresh and go, yep, okay, that's where it's at. We know what it's doing. We know it's clean, right? We'll give it a bit more of a clean than we gave it when we first put it in. Not too much though. There's not much in there, guys. There's nothing to see really. Okay, so for those people that are interested, I'll run the video to the end for what I'm going to do now anyway. And that is, like I said, not much to see here. It's more oil in this box more than anything else. Now, so I'm going to add a bit of oil to that K&N filter and a bit of grease on the seal. Just want to show you that again before we do, right? See the colour. I'll show you the clean. So that's the clean side. It's got a little bit of red to it, you know. Not much. I reckon sort of a lot of the oil sort of blows out or drops out. That's the dirty side. I would say it's certainly doing its job. Okay. But we need to get a lot more dust on there. I want to get this caked, right? Really caked, bad. And, you know, see, this is just from the rubber grease. Obviously it dries up, whatever. But in my experience, it does the job. So we're going to do that again. Oh, look, there's no point me sort of hanging around, keeping the video going, I suppose, to show you how to oil a K&N filter. That's a separate video. We're just going to use the spray can, a little bit more red on there. We're going to put some red rubber grease around the outside to make sure it's sealed. Close it up. Might have a quick look at the MAF sensor. We've got a video on that. Just make sure it's clean. Just start off the season and make sure we're in peak condition. How about this? At the end of the season, at the end of summer, when the rain comes and all the dust settles again, we'll have another look at that filter in quite a few thousand Ks of off-roading. Captain risky not checking it, I suppose, maybe. But let's do that and let's see what it looks like, and then you can see for yourself, because there's a lot of questions about should I or shouldn't I, and you know what, I don't really know the answer, so I'd rather really just show you what we see and what we've seen using these filters, and you can decide for yourself. That's the best way to do it. All right, guys, if you haven't already subscribed, turn the bell on so that you do get notified when that information comes through with that filthy clogged air filter, and we're going to get it out, and if I have to, I'll get the camera off here and I'll bring it down in the box. I'll show you exactly what's what. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. Thanks for watching, guys. If you got something of that, please give us a thumbs up, and more information coming your way. Ciao.